There's not much to talk about. Drama has been kind of running dry, minus the River Server video, which should go up before this video. So, we're just gonna watch a fun video. It's 17 minutes long. It's called Women Made Me Gay by this guy named Maximino. I don't know who Maximino is, but I saw this video in video suggestions. I think it was in Papa Guts video suggestions, but this video looked really interesting. I have no idea what to expect with this video, so we're gonna go in raw. That sounded so messed up, but let's just get into it.
Whenever I make a video and one of the men says something like, "Oh, I hate women," one of my go-to comments or jokes is usually, "Date men. The people you love are men. The people you want to love you are men. The people you revere are men. The people you want to be like are men. The people you look up to are men. The people you like hanging out with are men. Date men." And normally...
Yep, that's true. I mean, everybody has a little bit of gay in them. Like, you'd be lying if you said that, like... You'd be lying if you said that, like, men aren't gay whatsoever. Like, straight men, specifically, I'm talking about. Like, every straight man is a little bit of gay. Like, let's be real. There's probably, like, a little bit of gayness in there. Especially red pillers. They try to act like they're not gay, but people who are red pilled are, like, the most gay. I don't know if that's what this guy's gonna go into, but we'll find out.
These men who hate women, these incels, these anti-feminist... Oh
my god, he's actually gonna go into red pill. This is insane.
Is me. Why can't we go back to when women were women and men were men? People will say, well, I'm not gay. I don't know. I feel like life would be a little simpler for you if you were. Everything
kind of a base take. I'm not gonna lie.
You do in life, everything you've ever done was for the adoration of other men. Why not get their physical affection too? And then this guy did it. And then this guy did it. And then this guy did it. A little while ago,
So he actually became gay.
Dr. Phil, who I have my own problems with, decided to bring on Jack Peterson, a self-proclaimed spokesperson for the incel movement, who said this.
All this has driven me to a point where I'm dating a man now. I have a boyfriend because I couldn't put up with women anymore.
All this has driven me to a point...
I'm a little skeptical. I'm not gonna lie. Like, whenever, Dr. Phil has people on... Like, Dr. Phil is a massive performance piece. I don't think Dr. Phil has, like, super productive conversations on his show. And don't get me wrong, like, I would be lying if I said I didn't indulge in some Dr. Phil content in the past, because I did. I definitely did. But, like, Dr. Phil, a lot of it is a massive performance piece. It doesn't really feel like he has any meaningful, productive conversation about anything. He kind of just, like, has people who have, whether it's family issues or drug issues or issues going on in their personal life, just come into their, onto the show, and they just don't really, like, I don't really think they talk about anything meaningful. You know, it just feels like it's done more for the content rather than actually giving the people the help that they need. It just feels so, like, counterproductive.
Or I have a boyfriend now.
So, I don't know. I'm a little skeptical of that, but I mean, I guess this could be fun slop. I don't know.
I couldn't put up with women. I couldn't put up with being cheated on. And you go, Max, he seems like a normal dude. He just couldn't put up with women. I'm sure he doesn't have terrible things to say about them.
I'm Jack Peterson. I was the spokesperson for the incel community. It's a bunch of guys who have trouble getting laid.
I googled this man. Mind you, he became a spokesperson for the incel.
I feel like he's the only red pillar who might be honest. That's the vibe that I get from that guy. Like, he definitely, like, go back. This guy's definitely gay. And listen, nothing wrong with that, of course, but he definitely, like, come on. Like, it's like, I don't know, if this guy tried to, like, do a podcast, he started, like, a red pill podcast to hate women, I feel like we would see through him the most. Like, come on. And, like, every single red pillar is probably a closeted gay to some extent. They just don't admit it. This guy seems like he's a little more honest about it. So, respect.
Was the spokesperson for the incel community. It's a bunch of guys who have trouble getting laid.
I googled this man.
Although, to be fair, being closeted is, like, no joke. Like, that is very difficult for, like, people who are legitimately gay that don't hate women. The non-red pill gay people. Like, just normal gay people who have been closeted for most of their life. Like, that is very troubling for them. Very much so.
He became a spokesperson for the incel community at 19 years old. At 19 years old, you're not an incel, you're just a virgin, dude. It's okay. It's okay. And that has far less to do with you being undesirable and women being awful than it does with you just being 19. That's
kind of true. And I feel like not a lot of people hear that often. Like, when you're 19, you're super fucking young. Like, yes, you are legally an adult, but, like, I'm 23 turning 24. To me, a 19-year-old is still a kid. So, like... I mean, I don't know, like, we're having all sorts of issues with dating in 2025, you know, like, people aren't getting as much dates, men aren't as interested, women aren't as interested. There's all sorts of reasons why, like, relationships are just not going super well at all in the year 2025. There's, like, all kinds of reasons for it.
An article about him says he discovered the manosphere at 11, so when, I guess, 8 years, your most formative years, are you being told that women are awful and that they need to be submissive and that you are right in everything you do. I guess it is much easier to call yourself an incel when from 11 to 19, you're self-aware enough to know that women actively don't want you. And instead of taking those years to try and make yourself a person that's likable, someone that's funny, someone that can tell cow jokes, point at cows and go, that's a big dog.
Yeah, like, listen, after my first breakup, I turned to a lot of, like, breakup videos, and one of the content creators I watched was a, I remember his name. I'm not gonna name drop him here, but basically, he was a, he's not really a manosphere content creator. I wouldn't say he's, like, on the same level as Andrew Tate or, like, a red pillar, but he was, like, he did lean into toxic masculinity a lot, and I kind of took a lot of it to face value, and that was a huge basis of my self-improvement. Did I overcorrect in that direction? Yes, of course. I feel like I did. Do I still use some of his advice today? Yes. But it's not to the point where it leads to toxic masculinity. I try to just be, like, normal about it. I try to be, like, a normal, strong human being now, essentially. That's kind of like... So, it was helpful, it's just that I overcorrected. I'm glad I didn't go into the red pill direction. Jesus Christ, thank God I didn't. But yeah, no, it's more like the fact that it leans into, like, toxic masculinity. More so than anything else. And I do feel like I overcorrected and I didn't need to go that far, but, you know, it's just one of those things. Sometimes you never know what rabbit holes people can get into.
Okay, I know that one wasn't funny. Like, I tried to push it. I did. I think it's the second time I've said that one. It sucks to see people take their formative years and waste them. And if you figure that out at 19, you can spend the next 10 years trying to be somebody worth loving. It's hard, but somebody who is actively seeking love and to love others. But
it's kind of hard to say. I mean, it's like, yes, if you realize it at 19 years old, it definitely is, like, that is a good thing. But also, like, you have to realize that, like, I don't know, you're not going to get it all right at 19. Like, yes, you're legally an adult, but to me, a 19-year-old is still a kid. Like, I still think a 19-year-old is still figuring shit out in life. And, like, a 19-year-old is still, like, doing... Like, you're very fucking young at 19 years old. You're not going to have it all figured out by 19. There's no shot. So, I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, would it be better if you were in the right mindset going forward in the rest of your life? Yeah, of course. But it's like, how often does that realistically happen, is my point.
When 11 to 19 is, guess I'll just hate women, where do you go from that? What do? You learn to play chess, is the answer. You learn to play chess. If women don't like you, you sit down and you learn to play chess. Learn the Roy Lopez opening. E4, E5, Knight F3, Knight C6, Bishop B5. Then do whatever you want from there. You don't get on Dr. Phil and talk about how much you hate women. Or you do.
Okay. I would be curious to see that, I guess. I mean, hey, is getting women as easy as playing chess? Because if so, goddamn. I used to be a good chess player back in the day. Used to.
Cool. And you just figure out you were gay the whole time.
I hate women. I think they're evil and manipulative. They're all bitches, just lying, whores, all of them.
I hate
Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah, like, listen, I leaned into toxic masculinity, but I never said women were bitches and they're all horrific people and I hate all of them. That's the difference between toxic masculinity and red pill. Toxic masculinity essentially is like you know, obviously it's a lot of, it's toxic for men. It's like, we need to be strong all the time. You know, men have to be, like, leaders and, like, lead into all this shit. They have to be, like, alpha males, essentially. It's like, yeah, that is very toxic. That's a lot of toxic masculinity. Red pill actively, it does that, but it also takes it a step further and gets you to hate women. Those are the two differences between toxic masculinity and red pill. Like, red pill is, like, a legitimately misogynistic movement, just inherently it is.
Women, and I don't think I have to repeat all the things that he said. Do you think maybe that you're just a cell? Do you think maybe speaking so disgustingly about the people you want to sleep with you, maybe pushing them away from sleeping with you? Do you think maybe you're the problem?
Men are discriminated
Probably. I mean, yeah. It's a very fair question to ask.
against in our society.
Men are discriminated against in our society.
Okay. Yeah, I just hate fucking... I hate, like, ideologies and ideas that, like, feed into a victim complex. It's very fucking insane.
By still holding all the power. By creating entire personalities out of hating women, and then getting to go on talk shows because of it. By starting a movement focused on...
Yeah, I feel like Dr. Phil, like I said, Dr. Phil is a massive performance piece, and I feel like when he applied, he saw, like, Dr. Phil saw this guy, and it probably was just good content for Dr. Phil. Again, I don't think Dr. Phil is a very productive person. Again, I've indulged in some of his content in the past, but it's still, like, we need to acknowledge, like, we need to be honest when we say that, like, Dr. Phil is a performance piece.
Hating women just because they don't want us, and getting a following. You can tell men are being discriminated against, because when we make up problems People agree with us. See,
Well, no, it's an actual victim complex. I mean, like, I get what you're trying to say, but I think it's just important to make the distinction that it's just, like, men trying to feed into, like, a massive fucking victim complex.
women are problems, and men are problem solvers. So when the problem was that we didn't have a real problem, we created one. We found the solution. The solution was
sorry.
to pretend that people who don't think about us actively hate us. They're the worst.
I feel like that's, like, the core of a lot of issues today, is that there's not a lot of problems, especially online. Specifically online, people will create an issue because there's nothing else to talk about. And just people are bored. They're, like, very rabid online, and so it's just an endless perpetual victim complex that people like to portray, and I guess people who are very red-pilled are no different.
People that I've not ever been in a relationship with are cheating on me. Damn, do you feel sorry for me? Sorry enough to sleep with me? No? Okay, well then I hate you. Oh, I should just go date men? Maybe I will. Maybe when a front door closes, back door opens. It's my back door. Because I'm dating men now.
Okay. God damn it. That should not have been as funny as it was. Motherfucker.
You don't have to date men to open your back door. You don't. Whatever you want to do, that's cool with me. As long as it's consensual. We're all adults.
I mean, yeah. Have you ever done it with a woman that had a strap on? Listen, actually, you know what? Hot take, that is gay. You know, that is kind of... is it though? Wait, that's actually a good question. If a woman uses a strap on and a man takes it in, is that gay? That is a good question. I think it's like a worthy debate because the woman is not getting any pleasure from that, but the man is. But I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question. I'll let you guys be the judges of that shit. I don't know. I don't know why I sat so hard to think about that. I think that's an interesting question.
Here.
Men really are like a new minority.
Taking this a step away from men and women, what is with white men specifically that they so badly want to be a minority? Like the rest of us don't want to be. I don't want to walk into a room and be asked where my parents are from every time. I don't want to be asked if I was born in this country. When I was in the first grade, I went to pretty much an all-Mexican school. I lived in a very Mexican neighborhood, but all the teachers were white and didn't speak Spanish. And so for most of us who hadn't yet developed English, we would just get kicked out for speaking Spanish. If you spoke Spanish, you would get sent out in the hall and you'd have to just sit there. That's not something we wanted to go through. That's not.
Oh, jeez, that's terrible. I could never imagine going through that. Then again, I'm white as fuck, but still, like, that's insane. Like, the fact that you are, like, I mean, I don't know, dude. Like, that's... Like, it's one thing if they wanted to set up, like, a system where it's like, hey, please try to use as much English as you can. If you have to use Spanish, you know, you have to. That's the only way you can talk, do what you gotta do. But, like, they have to enforce systems where you have to, like, write certain assignments in English or else you'll get, like, some points taken off. If you don't, I don't know. There's like many different ways you could do it instead of just sending them out to the hallway and punishing them for it. That's like really like just that's not it.
Fun. Most of us lost a lot of our time that should have been spent learning or speaking the only language we knew. That's not fun. What do you want to be a minority for, dude? It's just men specifically with shortcomings who are so afraid of maybe perhaps having been the problem.
The difference is this guy doesn't seem like he has as much of a victim complex as a lot of the red pill people do, which a lot of the red pill people seem very, very victim complex minded.
That they need to blame it on other people. They need to make themselves a minority so that there's a majority to blame. There are plenty of spaces in the world where that exists. Calling yourself an incel because you are incredibly unattractive to other people is not that. And it has very little to do with the way you look. Like, yes, you may not be very physically attractive, but like, same, bro. I'm gonna say it for the millionth time, women generally don't care about what you look like. You may have that perception from dating apps, but get off dating apps, dude. Even if they go well, they're so bad for you. Watch a TLC show. The ugliest people you know are having more sex than you are. You'll be okay. Just figure out who it is you want to be and go and try and be that person. Don't just sit here and blame women for your inability to sleep with them. Also,
Interesting. That is good advice. Maybe I should get off the dating apps. I don't know. Dating apps are toxic, though. Like, that is true. Like, there's a lot of toxicity. Even if you match with somebody, you're not even, like, guaranteed to go on a date with them. Have I gotten dates from dating apps? Yes, I have. And, like, I mean, it's still, like... I don't know. I feel like when's the last... I'm sure this isn't the case for some people, but, like, when's the last time you meet someone that you actually commit to for the rest of your life on a dating app? I mean, I'm sure it happens. I'm not saying it never happens, but, like, dating apps can be, like, very, very toxic, for sure.
Never understood the whole, like, hating the people that you want type thing. You want to sleep with women. They don't want to sleep with you, so you hate them. Like, maybe if you liked them, if you were nice to them, funny, smart, charismatic, they would want to sleep with you. So instead of being like, oh, you don't like me, then I hate you. Just be like, oh, no, I get it.
Yeah, no, like, listen, if you get rejected by a woman, which I have, I've faced rejection before, you just move on. It's just as simple as that. You know, you're like, okay, whatever, it is what it is. Like, you gotta move on. Sometimes you gotta take the plunge. and just go for the like shoot your shot. But then if you get rejected, you just move on. Like there's no reason to insult a woman if she doesn't want to sleep with you, or if she doesn't want to talk to you, or like whatever. If she doesn't want to like do anything with you, if you get rejected, you just move on. That's it. Like you move on with your day. Like, listen, if she was willing to reject you, then that probably wasn't the one for you. Like, you just gotta move on with your day. You know, life goes on. You'll be okay just because you didn't talk to her. It is what it is, dude, right? Like, you gotta move on.
Why don't I try to be someone like him? And then unfortunately men tend to fall into the whole like, oh well, I can make myself better, but then they make themselves better in the eyes of other men. Like they go, oh, I'm gonna get jacked, or I'm gonna get rich, or like these things that women typically don't care that much about. It's just men making themselves more attractive to other men, hoping that women will see that and be like, oh, I want the alpha. And it's such a weird way to think. Instead of looking at women and be
there are women that do enjoy a man who is more successful than someone else. Like, I don't think that's entirely true. No, I'm not saying... I don't want to lean into the idea that all women are gold diggers, or all women only care about men who are, like, this, and this. Like, everybody has a different dating preference. But, like, I don't know. I feel like if men do improve themselves in that way, like, yes, I guess you could technically argue that they're trying to make themselves attractive in front of more men. But, like, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're trying to make themselves, I don't know. It doesn't mean that women won't, like, fall for them as much. I don't know. I feel like it's, depends on the person.
like, I want a relationship with her. How do I get that? Instead, you look at men and you go, I want them to be envious of me, so that women see that and go, that one. I want the leader of the pack, the one that sits in the back and goes, oh. All right, listen.
Okay. I don't know if I would have worded it like that, but I mean, I guess that's one way to look at it.
Dude, I don't have advice. All I know is make jokes, say dumb things. Sometimes women like me. And I've been very lucky with being able to develop relationships in my life. I can tell you the things I do that people don't like. Sometimes I freestyle too much in public. Me and Lee were in the middle of Minnesota getting pizza, and I was standing there freestyling about how I had to pee. And she was like, please stop. I was like,
okay, that's such a weird thing to do. I mean, listen, I'm a weird guy as well, so maybe I shouldn't be talking, but it's like, how do you come up with a freestyle of peeing? I actually do want to hear that. Upload that to YouTube sometime. Maybe that's like a good content idea for you, Mr. Maximino.
Like, yo, I'm about to pee my pants. Y'all about to see me dance. Ain't done this in 10 years.
Oh, he's literally doing it right now. I'm fucking stupid.
About 2 relapse. She was like, Max, please stop.
We share the same name, by the way. Fun fact. I wish my name was Maximino. It's just Max on the birth certificate, sadly. I wish we shared the... I wish my name was Maximino. Maximino is such a fire name. You sound like a mobster. You know, like, literally, there was a character in Grim Fandango who was... I think he was either the mayor or one of the higher-ups in politics in the port town of Rubicava. His name was Maximino, and I think he was involved in some criminal stuff with, like, Hector LeMans and stuff. There's, like, a whole lore about it. But, like, that's, like, the vibes that I get from the name Maximino. It's a fucking badass name.
My entire personality, all right?
We need to regain control of women again, the way it used to be in the 1950s.
1950s.
The way it used to be in the 1950s, when women had less rights than they do now. That's crazy. That's crazy thing to defend there, buddy.
When women generally couldn't work, and the salary that you were given for being a stock boy at the grocery store was more than enough to feed your family. Yeah, there are plenty of things I would like from the 1950s. The misogyny, the racism, that type of stuff I'll leave behind. But I would love to be able to afford to feed my family, to house my wonderful girlfriend on one salary so that she could stay home, or the other way around. That would be great, but you don't want that. You want a woman who's going to stay home, clean, cook, but also go to work in the morning, because you need 2 salaries. And if she didn't, you're going to go, wow, I pay for everything. It's a little weird. How many of the men you see who end up being like this, who are like, yeah, I want to be the provider, I want to stay-at-home wife, can't provide, don't have the money to do so.
Yeah, because it's a perpetual victim complex. A lot of this red pill mentality is just a perpetual victim complex.
They do get themselves into this relationship. They happen to go, okay, but I'm the one putting all the money into this, therefore you should be doing 24/7 emotional labor. Like, there's never a balance. It's just a bunch of people wanting control.
I couldn't put up with being cheated on by women and being lied to and betrayed, and so I've pretty much gone gay.
Sexuality is not a choice. As much as I wish it was, I had this conversation with a friend of mine named Haley in high school when...
That is true. I mean, like, listen, at the end of the day, a lot of people are like, oh, I can be gay or whatever. Like, no, that's not how it works. You're born with being gay. Like, you don't just become gay. That's not how it works. Now, you can not understand that you were gay earlier in your life. You could be closeted for a majority of your life. You could not have like an understanding of how gay you were. That's true. Or maybe you are bisexual and you just didn't know it at some point. That's fine. But being gay is not a choice. You can't help what you're attracted to. Like, you're born with the concept of being gay. Like, you're born with it. So that's typically how that works.
We were 15. We were outside, and she said, I don't care what gay people do, but I don't agree with their choice. And I said, what choice? And she said, their choice to be gay. And I was like,
that doesn't make any sense.
All right. Haley, your boyfriend's ugly. You're telling me you're choosing to be attracted to that thing? And somehow, that was enough. Maybe she changed her mind, maybe she didn't, but she never brought it up again. If sexuality was a choice, I would never understand why women, men, literally everyone in the world isn't only attracted to women. It is so hard to find men who are attractive. And when you do, they're the worst kind of people. I'm thinking specifically of Jeremiah and Ace from Love Island.
I don't know Love Island. I'm not familiar with it.
The entire season, the only season I've watched, and it was awful.
Women have the capacity to be good.
That is an interesting observation that a lot of men who I guess would appear more attractive tend to be douchebags. I don't think that's always the case. I feel like there are some attractive men who are very, very fucking chill. A couple of those, I can't think off the top of my head immediately, but there's a lot of cool men. Like, Keanu Reeves is one of them. I think Keanu Reeves is very handsome. I think he looks good too. He's a pretty handsome guy, but he's not a douchebag. He's actually one of the nicest people in the world, funny enough. So, I mean, again, it's all about the person. I feel like a lot of people who are good looking tend to be very fucking rich as well. I think it's mainly a rich thing and not so much of like a handsome looking person.
But they need to be put under our control.
Women have the capacity to love, women have the capacity to be good, but they need to be put under our control again. If when women are no longer under your control, the first thing they want to do is to get away from you, then you are not being...
Women need to be under our control again. Listen, I'm not trying to be that guy. I don't use... Hold on.
Watched the entire season, the only season I've watched, and it was awful.
I'm going to try to find it again.
Women have the capacity to be good, but they need to be put under our control.
Okay, yeah, like... Listen, if this is the kind of person that's saying women need to be under our control, this is the kind of person... And listen, you might say I'm making an ad hominem attack or whatever. This is the kind of person that would drug your drink. He would slip something into your drink and then rape you at that place. I'm not even kidding. Like, these are the kind of people... A lot of the people that do that sort of thing use the same exact excuse that this red pillar just used. Like, if he doesn't care about women's boundaries and he doesn't care about like controlling every single aspect of it, why do you think what makes you think he would be any different in the bedroom? Seriously, what makes you think he would be any different there?
Women have the capacity to love, women have the capacity to be good, but they need to be put under our...
Like, he would slip something into your drink. And like I said, I'm not trying to make this like an ad hominem attack, but that kind of mindset is very, like, huge red flag.
Control again. If when women are no longer under your control, the first thing they want to do is to get away from you, and you are not being loved. You're holding somebody captive. I don't know how that's news to you, but it is. I said in a previous video that at some point, everyone in their life deserves love. I got a lot of comments that were like, no, actually they don't. And I agree. What I meant was, I think at some point in somebody's life, everyone is lovable, right? Whether that's going to end at...
That's a better way to frame it, because not everybody deserves love in their life. There are a lot of shitty people in this world. Not everyone deserves it. It is what it is, though.
10 or 40, I think at some point you're worthy of love from your parents, from a romantic partner, from whatever. At some point, I do think people throw it away, like this guy, seemingly at 11. And looking at him now, I would never say that. No, you're not the person that deserves to be loved. Can he change? Yeah, sure, absolutely. I don't see why not. I would be so scared of being this person's romantic partner and then Googling them, like Rob when he met Elise on 90 Day Fiancé, The Hunt for Love. Hey, don't Google me. But I'm going to end it here because the rest is just a lot of Dr. Phil talking, and I'm going to end it with this. My audience is not mostly men. In fact, it's about 80% women and another 5% who are either NB or don't identify as anything according to YouTube. So the people that this would in some way help are not the people that are being spoken to now. At 19...
Yeah, that kind of hits deep. Holy fuck, wow. that was like way deeper than I was ever prepared for. Yeah, I mean, like, listen, back when I was 19 years old, I wish I was more emotionally intelligent, because men... This is just a factual thing. Men are less emotionally intelligent than women are. That's just a fact. Women are a lot more emotionally in tune versus men. Men are fucking horny gooner creatures. A lot of them are. But like, it's and so that's something that they just have to navigate as they get older. And they still kind of struggle with it as they get older, but you can get better at it. Like, you can improve, and it's not impossible. So I'm thinking back to when I was 19 years old. Like, I wish I was a lot more emotionally intelligent and a lot more, like, intelligent than as I currently am than back then. Because I made a lot of dumb choices at 19 and 20. I made a lot of really stupid choices. I made a lot of really, really dumb choices, like, looking back at it. There's so many things I could have done better in life. But, I mean, you know, that's just the way of life. You know, people are young and stupid, and it happens.
There's absolutely no reason you should be calling yourself an incel. At 19, more people than you think are virgins. At 27, 28 now, I have multiple friends who are, and it is not that big of a deal. Do people want to have sex? Yeah, absolutely. But is it going to change all that much? Probably not. For some people, it'll be a confidence boost. For others, it'll be oh, that was it? And for plenty of people, it'll just be something they don't think about. There's a show from Channel 4 called Virgin Island, where a bunch of virgins go to an island with the explicit goal of losing their virginity. And they have these challenges where they work on their confidence. They have sex coaches who guide them through touching and being touched. And the show, though seemingly, hey, let's just go have sex, for most of them is some sort of therapy. Most of them learn to be touched again after years of being afraid of it.
It's an interesting concept. I don't know. Maybe that's, like, worth watching. I don't know. Unless that's, like, a show that could get me DMCA'd. Maybe I'll just watch it on my own time. That is an interesting concept.
Some of them learn to touch people for the first time. Most of the problems stem from not being able to talk to each other, rather than just being incels. It's communication that leads...
That is, like, yeah, wow. Okay, so, basically, yeah, a lot of people, I think during COVID specifically, right? A lot of people, like, COVID happened, a lot of people became more antisocial, and a lot of people became, like, more integrated in the online atmosphere, and things got, like, very, very annoying, socially speaking. I think COVID, I've always been of the opinion that I think COVID has done a lot of irreparable damage to society as a whole. Have we repaired a good chunk of it 5 years later? Yes. But also, there's still a lot of people that have permanently just integrated in that world and have permanently become, like, antisocial and haven't really fully recovered since then. So I think that has played, like, a huge massive role into that, and it's possible we were going to get to this antisocial space regardless of COVID, but COVID definitely very much expedited that, I think.
To relationships that lead to sex. There's one guy on the show who's like, you know, I don't have problems with touching, with being touched, with talking. I'm pretty confident. I'm just here because I'm a virgin. I don't want to be. And he's like 28, 30. And the people on the show aren't having sex with each other. They're having sex with the sex coaches. It's actually really weird as a format.
That is strange, yeah.
But he talks to one of them, or designated love partners, whatever they end up being. And he talks to one of them and he goes, hey, I'm ready. And she's not. And she gets scared by how...
That's insane. That's crazy. You're not even going to, like, take her out on, like, a fucking coffee date. You're not even going to, like, socialize with her. You're just going to be like, hey, I'm ready. Let's fucking raw dog it, dude. That's crazy. I don't know if I could do that. That's a little... Like, if I could do something like that, I would have... I don't know. I need a little more companionship with women than that. That's a little, like, yeah... I don't know.
Forward he is. And she's like, oh, no, like, we still don't really know each other. Like, yes, we're here for that reason, but, like, we have to work our way there. And he's like, nope, ready. Say it. Right. And she's like, all right, false start, dude.
That's insane. That's fucking wild.
That's so stupid. I can't believe I said that. Anyway, she's like, no, dude, I can't. And so they go to a therapist together to kind of talk about that. And through the show, he learns, like, oh, I'm being too much. I'm being pushy. I'm being creepy. I'm being too forward. He also, like, starts to say where he's like, I'm going to compliment all the girls over here. And so he goes up to the women and he's like, you're really pretty. And he, like, looks over.
He's obviously doing that to try to sleep with them. Listen, hot take, like, there's nothing wrong with complimenting women and giving them, like, an honest compliment. But, like, don't do, like, generic compliments with the intention of trying to sleep with them, because women see right through that shit. They see right through it. Don't do that shit. That's, like, very... just don't do it. Like, they see right through it. They're not stupid. They're smart. They're smart people.
He's like, you got a good personality. And he looks over, he's like, you're here. And all the women are like, why are you... Stop. Don't do that. That's weird, dude. That's creepy. There's not, like, a smart ending to this. It's not one of those times where I go, oh, these people are relatable or understandable. They're not. I'm lucky enough to not really have been rejected and unwanted and cheated on, or at least not being smart enough to have perceived it at that point, and to have developed really good relationships with people that I was friends with first. And I can imagine a timeline where I am unwanted and rejected and unloved and all these things these people claim to be, and I'm sad, mad about it, but I can't imagine one where I hate women. I just don't know.
No, yeah, hating women is too much for me. Like, listen, there was a time in my life where I leaned a lot into toxic masculinity, and that's very unhealthy. You shouldn't do that. I wouldn't recommend it. It's like an alpha male mindset. But, like, being red-pilled is, like, very different. Like, being red-pilled is, like, a lot more of the extremist end of it. That's, like, the Andrew Tate stuff where you, like, actively try to hate women. And you try to make women seem, like, less than men. It's, like, a massive victim complex mentality, and that's very different.
How you get there. I understand the process, and I can see it happening. I just don't understand the end result. You can walk me through the entire thing. I can nod my head at every step, and I'm still like, how did that happen? It's that final step of, like, oh, I do hate women, or I'm like, why? Because they don't want you? That's so much more about you than it is about them. And then people in general, because when I talk about my virgin friends, I think most of them are women. People in general do this thing where they're like, oh, well, like, I'm not funny, it's just practice. You know how unfunny I am all the time until I'm funny? Oh, I'm not charismatic, it's just practice. Oh, I'm so scared of talking to people. I get it. I am. And I'm not going to say that one's just practice because it's hard and it's uncomfortable and I don't like it and I avoid it as much as I possibly can. Again, there is no smart ending to this. I don't have anything important to say. Don't be an incel. If the women you meet don't like you, I promise you it is not women as a whole.
Yeah, exactly. It's also not the end of the world if a woman doesn't like you. If a woman's not into you, then she's not into you. It's not the end of the world. There's plenty of other women out there. That's my mindset. There's, like, plenty of fucking fish in the sea. It is what it is. Like, you know, sometimes you can't just gravitate to, like, one woman, you know? Like, you gotta, like, life only goes forward and life is so short. You gotta not, like, you can't just, like, you gotta, I think for the longest time I was scared of, like, hurting women's feelings, to be honest with you. But, like, sometimes if something is not working out, then it's not working out. You just gotta eventually you just gotta pull the trigger. Not kill women. I'm not trying to dog whistle that you should, like, fucking commit homicide on women. Not at all. So chill out, YouTube. Chill out. But, like, I meant, like, pull the trigger on the relationship, not on the woman. Jesus Christ.
I promise you, not every person on this earth was put there to hate you. I promise you that you're going to be fine.
He's trying to... Listen, I appreciate the effort of this content creator, but I feel like... I don't know. You're not going to get through to these people who are red-pilled. They're going to be very deadlocked on their perspective, and they're going to keep perpetrating, like, this victim complex mentality because they actually believe the ideas of this victim complex that they're going through. So, like, I appreciate the effort. I don't think this video is going to be very successful.
Actually does not have to do with the way that you look, surprisingly. It doesn't have to do with the amount of money that you make. It has a lot to do with the person that you are and the amount of effort you put into things. If you took the effort you put into hating women and changed it into being the effort and put that effort towards being somebody likable for them, or being funny for them, or liking them, or just being someone they want to be around, you would be a lot more successful. You put in so much effort.
Sure, yeah, I can agree with that.
Into being an incel. Like, you got yourself on daytime TV multiple times. Dr. Phil, ABC, whatever everything else was. Imagine if, from 11 to 19, you could have just been like, why don't I work on being fun, funny, attractive?
I wish I thought of that when I was 11. Jesus fucking Christ. I wish I thought of that when I was at a young age. I was a fucking dorky, goofy fucking kid in middle school and high school.
Smart. My ability to backflip. Carry around cheese. I've said this in a video before. Women love cheese. Even if they're lactose intolerant. I'm pretty sure if they're lactose intolerant, they want...
What the fuck does cheese have to do with anything? That's a thing?
More cheese. All right, I'm going to end it there because I'm going to ramble, and I have been rambling for a long time. And again, I don't have anything smart to say.
I don't know what cheese has to do with it. I'm not going to lie.
About this. This is something I don't understand. I get how they get there. I don't get how they end up there, if that makes sense. I understand the process of being like, oh, I'm unloved, I'm unwanted. And then it's the part where they go, I hate them. Then I'm like, that seems like a lot. Thank you all.
No, it is. It's the more extremist view. It's red-pilled.
For spending time with me. It's my privilege.
Red-pilled people are like some of the most useless people in the entire world. They just teach men how to be fucking losers.
My favorite people to deal with. Host is sleeping. But as always, if you want to say goodbye to her, I've said this before, and I'm sure I'll say it again. I have a lot of feelings, and so it's hard for me to be a person a lot of the time. And so after I left Lee's house, I just had a long July, and I'm sure I'll have a long August, and then I'll see her in September.
Oh, he's on the verge of tears. I assume that's his ex-partner. That's rough, dude. That's rough, dude. Like I said, only one direction forward, so hopefully, I don't know if he'll ever watch this video, but keep going.
Like the video if you haven't already. Don't dislike it if you dislike it, because that's going to hurt my feelings.
Oh, well, on my way to dislike it now. No, I'm just kidding.
You don't want to do that. You don't want to hurt my feelings and make me an incel.
Well, I'm doing it right now. Become red-pilled. Go subscribe to Myron Gaines or the whatever podcast or whatever red-pilled platform is left. Because ever since Andrew Tate became detained and outed for being a fucking sex trafficking, grooming rapist, you know, Red Pill has kind of been on a downward spiral.
You don't want to hurt my feelings, and then the next video is just me ranting about how I hate women. Dude, I hate how they smell good.
True.
Disgusting.
Some women smell terrible. I've been on dates where, like, women just, like, don't do, like, that like smell terrible. And that's not me like dog whistling that like women are terrible, but it's like it definitely is a turnoff. And I'm like, Jesus fuck. Like I remember going on a date with a woman who like really did not smell well. And I was like, Jesus Christ, when men don't take care of themselves and when men smell fucking awful on dates, is that how women feel? I almost got like a mirror held up. I was like, Jesus fuck, dude.
All right, get away from me. Go, get out of here. Also that, for the most part, like, I develop one new relationship every 3 to 4 years where I'm able to tell people my honest feelings. Like right now, it's my friend Kitsubro, who has now crocheted me 3 plushies because she's wonderful. 2 of them are at Lee's house, though. But for the most part, I'm like, don't talk to me. I don't like you, but don't leave me. Anyway, all right, get out of here. Go. Bye.
All right, good shit.